Ayooo Guys, how goes it? It's Nelly here. Today we're doing a video on drawing without a reference, where I try and draw the Spongebob cast, or at least some of them, without using any kind of pictures. I did this before a little bit in one of my last videos where I kept drawing Squidward. See the image above? Yep.
Is fat cock an instrument?
Having a fat cock is not an instrument.
Alrighty then, so we're going to start off with a nice little square shape for old Spongebob. We all know he's a square. We know he has eyes. I'm pretty sure he has eyes. Yeah, he has eyes. Yeah, definitely. And yeah, he's got a really big nose so he can so he can smell those farts. You know, we all like to do it. We all like to admit it. I mean, maybe just me, not you. Okay, yeah, it's just me. Alright, anyway, moving on. Yeah, so he's got a nose. He's chuffing down darts, because we know that SpongeBob loves to smoke. SpongeBob is not child-friendly. He loves smoking. He doesn't live in a pineapple under the sea. He lives in the hospital because he has stage 3 cancer. That's a little fact for you that you probably didn't know. He's got legs, and they're long, and he's hung. And I also seem to recall him being grotesquely buff. Yeah, I mean, look at these arms. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't draw them like that if he didn't look like that, to be honest. So yeah, he's pretty fucking ripped. So watch out for old SpongeBob. Yeah, what a unit. God, I've seen things that run on diesel be less of a unit in a machine than that. Jesus Christ. We're checking out his cool guy little sleeves. He's long, slender-like legs that kind of resemble a spider. He's very tall in the anime. Not in the cartoon kitty version. In the OVA, he's very tall. And yeah, we're just adding in some lines, all of his extra chins, because he's a very fat, flabby sponge that's also buff at the same time. His bulge was definitely needed to be bigger, and I'm glad I updated that, because it wasn't looking good. He's got his cool little pants and his shirt combo. Yeah, and just, there we go, that's pretty much SpongeBob, and he's kind of looking at you being like, Patrick, what's in the fucking box? Like, you know that secret box episode where Patrick wouldn't tell him what was in the box? That's what he's kind of looking like. I added in some cross-hatching here where I was meant to, but I sort of got bored of it. I also think I forgot to draw his holes, but I put him in afterwards. Anyway, moving on to Patrick, though. Alright, so we know he's fat, he's chunky, he kind of looks like an ice cream melting in the sun. I'm going for the version of Patrick that we all know and love. The one where he's consumed by his gluttony, and he's pretty much the embodiment of the sin that he possesses. The only way he can reject his personality anymore is by creating a tiny little version of himself that comes out of his body. Unfortunately, he doesn't have enough of his own personal essence to be himself entirely. He's been consumed by the sin of gluttony. It's very unfortunate, but that's what you get when you eat too much. So it's a bit of a bummer for patty cakes, but that's okay. He looks chipper. He looks fine. I mean, for a soulless demon, he looks perfectly fine. We're chucking in some outside lines around him to make that flubber look more defined. I gave him a little necklace. I don't even remember what it was. Oh, and I gave him some eyes. I wasn't supposed to give him eyes. Okay, well that's cool. Well, he's got eyes now. He's got little pupils, so that's fine. He's looking at SpongeBob, being like, "Get your own box, you damn bitch." Mr. Krabs. The one thing we all remember about Mr. Krabs are his huge fucking knockers. That's the one thing I always seem to kind of latch onto when it comes to Mr. Krabs. How big are his tits in that scene? Because the animators, they really focus on the jiggle. Like, he's got like some NVIDIA, GeForce, GTX, V-synced rotoscope titties when those things jiggle in the wind. It's pretty amazing. And I really like it because he's kind of looking at me like,
SpongeBob, me boyo, help me make my millionth dollar.
And he's just trying to give you a rim job. Like, you could literally fucking get his snatch for cheaper than a cup of coffee. That's not one crab you want to go down, honey. He's got that really nice hourglass figure, and a huge ass which he uses to shit all of SpongeBob's dreams because he's a capitalist pig who doesn't pay him correctly. What we're going on to now is some color. Add a little splash of color in your life, baby. Look at that, señorita. It looks gorgeous. It looks glorious. So yeah, I've added in some color for the weird pink blob of ice cream and SpongeBob, and I'm just adding in some defining layers, putting a little bit more of like a into SpongeBob, you know, giving him depth and shade. I mean, he's already got enough shade. To be honest, he's looking at me right now like he's like, look, mate, either you give me a smoke or I'm gonna fucking get one. And I don't know how he's gonna get one off me if I don't have one, but I assume it involves robbing me, which I really wouldn't be a fan of. I don't really have a lot of time to get robbed. I'm kind of busy with doing other things, like not having my life being threatened. So if that dumb sea sponge could not rob me, that'd be fantastic. Anyway, I'm kind of rambling about SpongeBob. Back to Patrick. I'm adding in some more depth around his eyes, some lines to give him more of a pop kind of look, give him that hollow, soulless look. We've got to add some color to his eyes and his teeth. Obviously, you know, his eyes aren't the same color as his skin. That'd just be weird, and how dare you even think that I'd ever do that? That's completely preposterous. And now, oh, there we go. Whoa, alrighty then, rock on. I got rid of his pupils in the end. I colored in SpongeBob's pants here, and I gave him a nice poo brown, because I know that we all poo, and it makes him relatable. If you don't poo, probably go and see a doctor. You don't have to, but I would recommend it. That's one of Nelly's tips. Nelly's tips on how to survive. Make sure you poo. If you don't poo, then you are probably not healthy, and you should see a doctor, my friend. If you don't want to, that's okay. I won't hunt you down and chase you and stalk you outside the bushes in your bedroom window. I don't think I ended up coloring in Mr. Krabs in this one. I don't think I could be bothered, to be honest. As you'll clearly see, his design is substantially worse than the other two. By the time I got up to him, I was tired. I was kind of going out for a burger. I think, I don't know, I was watching a bit of Naruto, so I was just sort of zapped out. I did watch the final fight with Naruto. It was great. Sorry, I'm getting distracted again. Yeah, so right now I'm just adding in some extra color, adding in some more depth into the color profile, just making them, I wouldn't say look more realistic, make their color palette look more realistic, you know? Make it look a little bit less one tone, make the wobbles of Patrick's gluttonous fat gyrate a little bit more. Gyrate? I don't even know if that's the right word. Anyway, you know what I mean. I'm just making him look like he has more depth. More depth, that sounds like it makes you sound like I'm a movie director. It needs more depth, baby. I need your acting to have more depth. Yeah, there you can see that I didn't color Mr. Krabs, and I just flipped them off, because, you know, fuck that crustacean prick. He can go pay for his own coloring of all the money that he makes. I do not care. I'm adding in some nice depth to the black of his eyes, and there we go. Bada bing, bada boom. Look at that. He looks like he's dead inside. He's completely dead. Poor patty cakes. Patty cake bakers, man. Stop committing gluttony as fast as you can, huh? How does that sound, Pat? I kind of fucked up the sleeve here. I shaded it in way too late. You shouldn't be coloring things in when you've already done the entire color palette in detail. So don't do as I do or as I teach. Really just ignore me. Don't even watch the video. Fuck it.